Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast. This is the show where we talk about everything pop culture and random in the world. I'm your host, Mick, and I'm joined by Dave, who looks like a fish.
Hey,
What's that?
how's it going?
Landon.
Hey, guys.
And Will.
Hello there.
It's June 20th, 2020. 6/20/2020.
Hey,
Dang.
and most of you guys are now back in person. Not
we're
social
back at
distancing.
the bunker.
We are closer than 6 feet.
Yep.
Maybe.
No. We're
Maybe
6 feet
not.
apart. We're wearing masks.
Yep.
We're following all safety
Well, if we
protocols.
average
Don't
You
worry.
can't prove anything.
If
You
we
don't know.
average out the distance, though, when you add me into the equation,
Oh, we're so
all
far
at
apart.
least 6 feet apart. So I think that works out. So
Yeah, we'll just add your number in because you're like 5,000 miles away, right?
yeah,
Or wherever you are.
yeah, I'm in Turkey.
Huh.
Interesting. Okay, well, we got some stuff we could talk about. If you want.
Like what?
Thank you.
Well, that's our show today. Thanks for tuning in.
Well, I guess we'll start off on a sad note. The actor Ian Holm passed away yesterday.
Yeah,
And
I heard the news.
If you don't know who he is, he's probably most famous for playing Bilbo in the Lord of the Rings franchise.
Scary Bilbo.
he was
older
in a lot
Bilbo,
of
yeah.
stuff though too. I mean, like
Or The Borrowers, if you're a fan of The Borrowers.
that's what you
I don't
go
even
to.
know
Great
what
Not
that
like
is.
Alien or Chariots of Fire or something.
Nope,
else.
The Borrowers in Lord of the Rings.
He was great in Alien.
Yeah, isn't he the android in Alien?
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Jeez, man.
The movie came out in
That movie came out in
Goodness
1979. What's
gracious.
wrong with you?
Yeah, some
Dude.
people haven't seen it. You
But the
know.
biggest twist is that he's an android, and you're just like, he's the android.
I don't feel like that. I mean,
What's his
Okay,
name? Ash.
all right.
Geez, spoilers.
It's
His name is
fine.
Ash. Gosh.
Yeah,
sorry for those that haven't seen the 1979 film
the
Alien.
classic. Yeah, I liked his role a lot in Alien. I think it was really well done.
I like spoilers when he's torn to pieces.
When his head is
Wow,
like
we're not
oozing-
even.
when his head is oozing stuff out and he's like
Yeah. looking,
like his eyes are twitching and he's
Like,
yeah.
Like white pussy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The milk.
Didn't that happen? Spoilers to the new Alien in like Prometheus.
Oh, the Michael Fassbender's.
David is his name, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I love that part. Like,
Yeah, that was.
I haven't seen Prometheus.
have you not?
Well, I did say
sorry.
spoilers, so I'm good.
No,
I'm in
I
the
think from
clear.
the start though,
Uh-huh.
you know that he's an android. I don't think that's a spoiler. In that,
Yeah, I think he
in
did.
that
Yeah.
one.
It's either that or he was acting really weird
Really
the whole movie.
androidy.
Yeah,
I like that movie. I know a
talked
lot of
about
people hate Prometheus, but
Last week, didn't we? Or the week before?
it was probably the week before because last week we just bombarded with PlayStation 5 stuff.
Oh yeah.
Which this week we're gonna do the same thing. No.
Oh boy,
Bug Snacks.
here we go.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Kinda
talk about
bugs,
bug
kinda
snacks. 60 minutes straight.
I'm waiting for the pre-order to go up so I can lock in that steelbook. So
The Bug Snacks Steelbook. I'm getting the platinum already. I'm just thinking about getting that platinum.
yeah,
I think
See-
it's more of an anticipated game than Last of Us 2. I'm just gonna say it.
I want to support the studio, so I'm actually going to purchase the game on PS4 and on PS5.
okay.
Wow.
Two sets of trophies probably.
Is it
Real
coming out
fan.
for PS4?
Yeah, I think it's coming out for Dreamcast also because it looks like it would support it on that console.
Dude, you
Based
don't.
off
You don't
graphics.
know.
Dang, they really
That is,
go
that's
to an
mean.
effort to really make it backwards compatible with so many systems. It's amazing by the developers.
Every time I look at a rack of ribs now, I just want to see it crawling around.
It's bugs.
That's a little disturbing.
It's cooked. It's okay. It's not raw.
Hmm.
It makes it better, right?
I don't know
No,
about
not really.
Anyway, R.I.P. Ian Holm.
Yeah.
He was
that's pretty
88,
sad.
88
Pretty
years
good
old.
life. 88 years.
Making great movies in 80 years. I'd say that's good
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
I don't think
we'll-
I don't think I'll make it to 88. So I mean,
I don't.
88
What do you
is
guys
a
think?
win in
Like,
my
I
book.
think like I make it maybe 65, maybe if I'm lucky.
I think I'm like late 40s,
Late 40s,
yeah,
No, you're no. that's-
early 30s,
early
Stop
30s,
it.
late 40s.
late 20s. I don't know.
21. What?
No,
I mean, I don't know.
I'll probably be in the 27 club.
no,
You never,
stop
you
it.
never, you never know what's gonna happen.
Nick
I don't
suddenly
know.
becomes like a really famous musician. So the closer he gets to 27, the more nervous he gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, right? The
Mhm,
27
yeah.
club. Yeah.
Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix,
Kurt Cobain,
Kurt Cobain. Who else? There's a lot of people that.
Elvis.
What?
Nah, he was a little bit older than.
A little bit older.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, so moving on. This is kind of older news, but it was interesting to kind of watch and like just think about. But have you guys heard of the Sophia robot?
I mean, I do now. Like, I looked it up like 5 minutes before the show. Like,
Will, you're supposed to act like you haven't done that.
I've seen pictures. She's kind of cute. I mean,
She's, I guess, like the most technically advanced AI that we have right
what's
now.
wrong with you?
I saw a video of I can't remember his name. Shoot, what was his name? Some guy on YouTube talking to her and like interviewing her, and basically having like a normal human conversation with her, and it was pretty interesting. And like he would like ask like, so what do you think about the, you know,
What do you think about the war in the Middle East?
right.
Down with ISIS.
does she have like a normal sounding voice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm wondering if you were to ask her gibberish questions, like, is the sunset green or something like that? If she would, how would she respond to that?
What if I asked her to hit me?
I think we need to get her on the podcast. But he would ask her like
Wow.
what do you think a soul is, and like do you think you have a soul, like do you have humor, and like all that kind of just interesting questions to ask a robot.
The difference between me and Landon's like comments is really telling.
Well, before we started recording, we touched a little bit on Ex Machina, which was basically like, this female artificial robot that is created by this super genius that
Oh, Dameron.
yeah, by Poe Dameron. And the
General Hug shows up.
what's the robot the robot's name again?
Is it Eve? Is her name Eve? I can't remember, but
Isn't that from
That's her.
Wall-E?
yeah, I don't know. I just threw a name out.
Eve.
Have you guys
I think it's
seen?
Eva.
Have you guys
Was it
seen
Eva?
Ex
I think
Machina?
it's Eva. I think so.
Is it just
I
canon?
haven't seen Ex
I've
Machina.
I've
you
seen
should
Ex
watch it.
Machina.
It's so good.
Well, it's with the who. So what's the name of this robot? The real one? Again?
Sophia.
She kind of like when you see her, my first thought was of Ex Machina. Like it really does look. I mean, it's like we're
Well, it's a
maybe
very similar design.
10
Like
to 20 years.
the back of her
from that,
head's like missing, and
Yeah.
it's kind of creepy.
But I know Landon's just waiting for
Oh, yeah.
the technology to progress enough.
Just a little bit.
Just
Just a little bit more. Just a little bit. We're almost there. We're so close.
Landon,
I can't wait to just throw the door open and be like, honey, I'm home. And then she just boots back up. She's like, "Meow. Landon.
I
clean
love
the house
you.
for you.
Poor Landon.
Like, can you can she be like programmed and be like, oh, like she ran up my credit card on Amazon again? Be like, God, we don't have the money for this.
An anger program and
Yeah.
the retaliation program.
Like she gets mad at me for being out like working late. Or, like she can smell like the alcohol in my breath when I get home. Like,
Where have you been?
do you think
The
I have
children
pretty-
worried
need a
sick.
strong
Landon,
father
you're breaking
figure.
my heart. You're going down a road I can't follow.
Yeah,
I will
like
go cry.
yeah, do you guys have children?
I don't know. I mean, I think that'd be like a fight we have. Like she like wants to have kids, but like she's not aware that she can't have children. Like that's like
You don't know.
could she?
Can she?
Can't she?
I don't want to think about this right now.
She births out like some like robotic looking thing, like half the skin's gone though. It's like metal. Daddy, dad. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, you could have little cyborg children.
Little cyborg children.
Yeah, little cyborgies.
So what are like when the war between the machines and man and like is that like the plot of like a movie? Like
Yeah,
like
it's-
the half, like it can't decide what side to fight on. Like,
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot there for rich storytelling of
Yeah, the
Of-
cyborg is the thing that brings the humans and the robots together and
or
teaches them
tears them
peace.
apart ultimately.
or tears them apart ultimately.
This smells like
If-
100 million
we
budget
know
and 5 million made at the box.
anything
yeah,
about-
let's do it.
I mean, just taking anything from history about taking two different, very distinct groups and trying to put them together, that never causes any type of controversy or
No.
wars
Oh, yeah.
or anything like that. So,
Always ends up going well.
yeah, exactly. I mean, the scary thing with this though is I feel like it would just be inevitable that the robots would win because we are fragile, fleshy humans, and they would be
It would crush
crazy
us.
killer machines. Yeah, Terminators, if you will.
They would probably deem that we don't need to exist anymore. They're like
Do you
humans
think
aren't.
actually we'll get to something like that someday, where we have crazy, advanced artificial intelligence that is nearly indiscernible from human intelligence?
Yes.
That is put
No.
into almost
No.
human form as a robot.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think that. I don't think so.
In our
because-
lifetime, probably not. But yes,
No, I 100% disagree. I think
100% disagree with what Will's saying.
well, if you look at the human brain, it's like I think we can barely understand it. Like, what is the statistic? We know like so little of it, or something like that. So it's like to fully replicate the human brain. I would say I think is going to be impossible.
Well, it wouldn't have
Yeah.
to replicate the human brain. It would almost be completely separate from it, but just working almost on the same type of computation.
It would just have to almost like mimic it.
Yeah.
Well, the hard part about mimicking the human brain is that there's emotion, there's like irrational choices, like there's a lot of more complexity that I don't think a computer can generate unless it has
Maybe it can be
irrational.
better.
I'm not an expert. I'm not
Maybe we're missing the point here.
when did we
next
learn that
step.
Landon has been a robot this entire time?
I escaped from like the factory.
I thought I saw him drinking motor oil the other day.
Yeah, with Ultimate Frisbee, he got a cut. It was like some white weird stuff was coming out of
Spraying
him, like
everywhere.
spraying everywhere. We were like, wow, that's some weird colored
And he
blood.
always says he needs to go home and recharge his batteries.
Just have
I
to.
always figured it was just a figure of speech, but I guess it's taken
Where's,
literally.
where's the charging port?
You don't want to know that.
Is it a 3-prong or a 2-prong?
It's one prong. One prong.
Oh. Okay,
Anyway,
let's
it's,
move on.
It's fun to think about robots, especially when you like relate it to like Ex Machina, the movie, and just it's fun to imagine that could be possible someday.
Honestly, I find it horrifying because I'm not smart enough to know if it's possible or not. I mean, like, I would hope that it's not, based off of how complex humans are and stuff like that. But I mean, I could also see, 100 years from now or something that we have extremely advanced AI that is really close to human-like intelligence. And that would be horrifying if I was someone who lived during that time.
I just think of the Black Mirror episode Metalhead, the black and white one, where the little robot dog things are just killing everybody. Like they're literally just tasked with like eliminating like human life.
I mean, we have so much of our culture is one half step away from most Black Mirror episodes. That's what's so
Yep.
interesting about that TV show is there are so many of the episodes where it doesn't take much to picture that this is something that could feasibly happen in the near future
Yeah.
or sometimes in the here and now. That's one reason I like that show. I like Black Mirror a lot.
Black Mirror is one of the best shows out there, I think.
It's hard for me to watch.
Yeah, it's not an easy. I don't.
It's
Yeah,
not for everybody.
I think it's a good thought provoking show though. I feel like each episode like
It does
kinda
make
makes you
think.
question.
Yeah, it
Like,
makes you think, it makes you question, it makes you wonder, makes you scared.
Yep. Yeah. Very scared.
The B one, I know that one's not regarded as like one of the more trippier ones. That's one though that kind of scared me, as thinking it was the most possibly realistic one.
The gravity of that one is definitely
Yeah,
like
and
the stakes
what
are the highest
happens
in that one.
Yeah, the amount of deaths in that episode is a little
Is-
staggering.
Yeah. I still think I think my favorite episode is the one with John Hamm, the Christmas one, White Christmas or whatever. I think I
Mhm.
like that one the most. Have you seen Have you seen Crocodile? The one with
Is that the one that's
they-
in Norway or?
Yep, from the
Yes.
bicycle accident. Like
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
one's messed. That one's pretty.
That's when,
like,
yeah, the
realistic.
farther you get into the episode, the more you're like, no.
You're like, oh my god, no. And then the end, you're like, oh, like, oh.
Yeah, a lot of those
Yeah.
episodes are just heavy hitting endings that really just kind of make you stop. And they
Yeah.
kind of like what you said, like it makes you think, and I'm going to stick with what I said, where it makes you scared. And
Yeah,
it's
because you
one of
don't.
the
It doesn't.
scariest shows.
It doesn't take the general approach to a show where you're kind of somewhat rooting for the protagonist. Like you sometimes empathize with them or sympathize. Like, but a lot of times all the characters are doing bad things.
In the
or-
first episode, are you rooting for the pig or are you rooting against the pig?
I don't know. I feel like it's probably very personal. from person to
Yikes.
person.
So, Will, how are you doing, Will?
I'm doing okay.
Are you doing okay over there?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here listening to David and Landon talk about pigs.
Nothing
so.
to contribute to this conversation. Okay. Anyway, robots, cool.
I don't know if they're cool.
Cool, but
No,
scary.
Cool but scary.
Life threatening.
Yes.
Cool but scary.
Landon or Landon is like, but sexy,
Sometimes.
But sexy.
but sexy.
Okay.
What's our next topic?
So, thank you, Will.
Yeah, no problem.
We like a couple days ago, they released footage of the new Star Wars Squadron video game.
Yay.
Looks pretty cool. I mean, it is EA, so
They'll screw it
anything
up.
could happen.
They'll mess it
But
up.
It'll be
what do you guys?
indefinitely delayed.
But when did they say it was supposed to come out, or did they give a
It's like
release?
It's supposed to be the end
October.
of this year.
October 5th.
So it's probably next
October
gen.
2nd.
I mean, it's one of those when you have the new console releases. I mean, this happens every generation cycle where you have all of those games that straddle both the current generation and the next generation. This is one of those games that it has kind of that mass appeal. I could see it being on both, and most likely, especially being a Star Wars game and an EA game, it's probably going to straddle both generations and be PS4 and PS5.
They also said the full thing would be available in VR, which is really cool.
Oh, man.
Is
Oliver's gonna have fun with that.
my question, I guess, because is the PS4 VR hardware going to be compatible with PlayStation 5, or are they going to have to release new hardware?
I thought they
that
were
works
coming
on
out
that
with
system?
VR2. Like,
I
there's
think
been
they
a lot
are.
of rumors about VR2 for the PS5. So I'm pretty sure.
that it's not going to work.
I think soon they'll announce VR2, because I don't know why that they would allow this generation's VR to be compatible with PS5.
Because it's expensive. That's why maybe the people that won't want to buy it. But I mean,
But they'll buy it. They'll buy it. They'll buy anything.
enough people
Well,
will probably.
And the hard part is that the amount of games that I care about that are on VR is approximately 0. So there's not a single game that I would be like, wow. And I represent probably the majority of people, where I look at VR as like a cool kind of like experiment almost.
Well,
and
there's,
not
there's
as like
just no core games for it.
no, there's absolutely none.
This Squadron game is like the first game where I'm like, that would be cool in VR. I would get VR for that.
If I had VR right now, I would probably play more VR games because there are ones that I have from PS Plus and stuff like that. But even if I already had VR, I don't know if I would be going out of my way to play some of these that have VR capabilities.
It
Though
just
some
seems
of-
like such a
some of-
hassle to.
Yeah, it kind of
play it.
seems like it takes too long to get everything set up, and then you're like hooked into the system. You don't have as much mobility. You look more dweeby than you already do when you're normally just playing video games.
But yeah, the pause.
That's why you get a robot wife that doesn't judge you
You look
and
great,
call you
honey.
a loser.
Yeah.
And leaves you.
Some of the games look really cool though. Skyrim VR is one that if I had VR, I would probably pick that up to give it a shot. The Doom VR looked really cool. Some of the games I have played, I played the Star Trek VR game at Brandon's house, friend of the show who's been on
On the
before.
show.
So it has some fun games and fun
There's a Darth
experiences, but it's
Vader.
just-
There's a Darth Vader VR that looks really cool. Have you seen
Is
that
it-
one?
No, what do you do in that one? Are you lightsabering or are you flying around in your special TIE
You're
fighter?
you're lightsabering and like exploring a like ruined city, and like you encounter Darth Vader.
But you encounter Darth Vader? You're not Darth Vader?
No, yeah, you encounter him.
Oh, I thought you'd get to be him. Force choking people.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I would just want to force choke like Imperial officers that like mess up. You just walk around the deck and just strangle people.
Sorry, sir. The deflector shields are down.
The blame is mine.
VR does seem to, though, it kind of has its cycles where it'll be very popular for a while and then kind of die out and then come back. I don't know where we are in the cycle right now. I would say maybe we're a little bit kind of on the lower end of the spike, but I do want it to at some point come around and be something that's a viable option for gaming that is more accessible, because the idea of actual VR gameplay is really cool. And there's a lot of capabilities and possibilities, I think, in a lot of games that is untapped that really could be really awesome if it wasn't as complicated as it is right now. So I don't know if that's something that companies are still going to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and then just hope that it becomes more successful. What I'm afraid is going to happen is that it's not as successful as it is right now, and that it'll just fall to the wayside because companies will deem it not profitable, and so that they won't go down that road, and then we won't see it for like decades or something. But I
think
hope
a
that
lot of
they
it. I
keep
think a
up
lot of
with
it starts with the PlayStation VR because it's kind of it's on the cheaper end for what it is, like compared to like the Oculus and stuff. Like
definitely, because you only need the system itself. Computers that are capable of running VR, at least it's more accessible now, but I mean in the last like 5 years or something, you needed a good computer to run VR, and that was not even counting the headset and everything else you needed. So like the barrier to entry if you're playing on a PC was not cheap. So yeah, I definitely agree with you there with PlayStation.
It's a way for
hopefully pushing it
people
through.
like us to be able to hopefully soon get into VR because it is cool. I've tried. I have you guys?
Yeah, I tried it at
I
Jesse's.
tried it a little bit. It took 5 minutes for Oliver's Oculus to break. So, so like the motion sensors wouldn't. No, it wasn't me. It's happened before. The motion sensors and controllers.
It wasn't me.
Oh, it was already.
I don't
broken.
think it was me. The motion sensors wouldn't work properly. Like I would fling it and it would just like go all over the place. Like it wasn't properly synced for some reason.
How much do Oculuses go for?
I'm not sure.
Does he have the legit one? Does he have like the?
He has the legit one, I think.
Yeah, he probably has the expensive one.
$6,000.
Knowing Oliver, it's the expensive one. So
Oliver's so bad with money.
not as bad as Jesse, but anyway, just a
Debatable,
defense of Oliver out there.
That doesn't matter about the show, so let's keep going.
I mean, they
bus.
both spend all the money they acquire, so I think they're both like probably equally bad.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, VR is interesting. Not my cup of like the games I like to play for myself would not benefit in VR in any way. My favorite games there's no benefit. Star Wars Squadrons, I think you have a good point in that it's the first game that's like, okay, that'd be cool to actually feel like I'm in a Star Wars.
Well, honestly, like any like flight simulator, I think would be really cool in VR. Or like driving games, like that
trucking
type
simulator, truck simulator.
It'd be horrifying to get in an accident, like in the.
But at least right now with first person shooters, I feel like it's not there yet with like the input, and I mean it helps having like triggers, like actual like I'm thinking back to like the Xbox Kinect. Like the problem with that was there was no input buttons to actually like
you were just waving around.
Yeah, you're just waving, and I mean it was fun for dancing games, but
like Star Wars Connect, the dancing game.
Oh my
in
gosh.
Star Wars Connect.
I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
Oh no! What a nightmare! What an absolute.
That is
nightmare.
canon, so it's cool.
Is it canon?
They danced before they froze Solo.
What? No.
Totally joking.
Okay. Oh gosh, I think I would have had an aneurysm.
George Lucas was like, I think it would be cool if we had a big dance number before we froze Solo and Carbonite.
It really cements the feeling of dread that
it's going to make me another $70 million. So
how much money do you think you would have to buy Star Wars from Disney? Like, do you think they would sell it? Like, yeah,
probably
maybe
8 billion,
like 12 billion or 8 billion or something.
At least double what they paid for it.
How cool would that be if just some like random like insane billionaires came in. Like no one, someone,
Like
no
Bill
one,
Gates was just like,
Bill Gates like
give it to me.
I'm buying Star Wars.
He's like, I'm sick of these movies being released, so I'm going to buy it so that they don't make any more for a
he
while.
buys Star Wars and he erases the new trilogy.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
And then he brings George Lucas back, and they make the sequel trilogy,
the true
sequel, and then it's terrible.
Oh gosh, no! Jar Jar Binks comes back for one last ride.
He is the Darth Jar Jar.
Man! Now you got me thinking about like if today wasn't already depressing enough. Like you have me thinking about.
Are you depressed, Will?
No, I'm fine.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You just need food.
Yeah,
I need food too. I'm starving.
All right.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's been a while.
A while?
Anyway, yeah, VR is cool.
I mean, for first person games.
Dude, what?
I think VR is perfect. I think it would, if they can really optimize it, then it would be an awesome experience. The problem is I have a lot of, kind of like Will was saying, there's a lot of games that you like that I don't think fits with VR, and pretty much anything that's not a first person game, I don't think VR really translates well for that.
VR would be so weird in a third person game.
In a third person game, or like a visual novel like Will was saying, or a strategy game, or just anything else.
playing Civ in VR.
Yeah, Civ in VR.
My
or
kingdom.
Like, I mean,
Or like any Telltale game in real VR.
Like.
I mean, it would be cool because it would be like immersive, but it's not going to make me feel more like I'm the character. And that's what I think that's something that's good with VR, is that in first person games you feel more like you are the person as opposed to just kind of controlling the person.
You want to kill the people.
Whoa.
You want to feel like you're killing the people in the game.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be more limitations on what they have in video games the more VR becomes
They need to do something to make like you feel like resistance, like if you're like sword fighting, like to be able to feel like your arm like stop, like you're hitting
haptic
something.
feedback.
So like maybe you need like maybe you need to be like in like a almost like a Bowflex type of machine where it's like pulling against you and like
a bodysuit that has these
into.
nodes all over it that stops your movement when you're doing things. But imagine it malfunctions and it crushes you to death or something, because
or just rips you apart. Then your robot wife comes in and is like, "My plan has succeeded. Oh, I get all of your money." And
I think my robot wife would sound like Scarlett Johansson. I don't think it would sound like a robot.
Like her?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like her.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Could you buy voice packages so you could switch it up every once in a while?
It's DLC.
you're done
you need
with
to buy the
Scarlett-
season pass.
You're done with the ScarJo voice for a while. You want Selma Hayek, so you can change it up every 6 months or something.
Do you still have the Scarlett Johansson body type, but it's her voice.
Fully customizable. Man, this is getting really bad. I don't like this.
Landon's like, I like it. What are you talking about?
I think it's a good idea.
It's not a good idea.
Landon's rooting for the
At
future.
all.
She's real to me.
Okay.
Dang.
We're dancing around a
that's all I
subject
gotta
here.
say is
We're dancing
dang.
around a subject here that I think we need to center in on. At some
Avoid?
point. I don't know if we're going to do it right this second, but I think before the end of the podcast, we should get there.
Am I too far gone?
Yes. Okay. Let's move on to another.
I don't think more needs to be said about it, actually. We just can agree that yes.
I think
and
there's
then
so
let's...
much more that could be said here.
I don't think, to answer my own question, I don't think I'm too far gone, but I'm definitely slipping.
You're like
the first stage is
I'm like-
denial.
you're like three fingering it off of a cliff edge.
I'm like Django Fett sliding down the like Camino.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm
Camino?
like on Camino is sliding on the rainy thing, and I'm like, yeah.
You know,
he has his what are those
Like
razor
gauntlets.
things on his arm that
Yeah.
he uses to climb back
They're
up.
basically like Batman gauntlets.
I'm like that, but that malfunctioned, and I'm just slipping and
I
sliding.
thought you were gonna say like Mace Windu's coming up soon to just chop your head off. Like,
That hasn't happened yet, but we're getting
not
there.
yet. It might. It
might.
probably will. It will.
So is just life Django, or is your robotic wife Django?
Landon.
The robotic
No,
guy
Landon
is
Or
is
Mace Windu.
Django.
Mace Windu.
I'm Django.
Yeah.
I'm Django.
Okay, so have you guys seen the new let's get into some really exciting news here. Have you guys seen the new quarters that are out?
No. What
They
what
have
new
bats
quarters?
on them.
I am
That's like
unaware
an
of the
animal?
changes that have taken place.
The quarter, it honors the National Park of American Samoa.
Okay.
It's the park that it's the only park in the U.S. that is home to the Samoan fruit bat. So
wow,
there are now 2020 quarters that have fruit bats on them.
Sounds like a terrible excuse to make new quarters.
It kind of. I'm gonna say that I think it might be like a little strained. I mean, we're in the middle of a global pandemic due to a bat.
It's very ill-timed.
And now we have coins with a bat on
Yeah.
it. So
But it's a
I
completely
don't
different
really.
kind of bat. And haven't they been
I know,
doing
but I feel like
the
what it-
state parks and the
You're just
national parks?
discriminating
for
like
a
on
long
based on
time
bat.
now?
Like
Did you just clump every type of bat into one category?
No.
Jeez, man.
Don't cancel me.
Anyway, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but yeah, it's a quarter with a bat on. Like really cool. Really cool.
I thought you hated bats.
I
Why
hate
would you?
bats.
Why would you hate a? Why would you like a
Can you
quarter that
not
has a
sense
bat
the
on it?
sarcasm in my voice?
No.
What does the bat look like? Do you have a picture of it?
Are
I
you
can
going to be
see it on your
scared to
phone?
use those quarters as currency?
Yeah, I'm not down with that either.
I
That's
actually
what's
like
now
that's a really cool
showing the
coin.
picture of the coin to the other hosts.
It's a mommy bat
What is
and
it?
a baby bat.
Is the other head just George Washington's head or whatever? Or
It's a
is
bat
it
in
head.
bat form?
It's a bat
Bat
head.
It reminds me of a children's book that started bad. I can't remember what exactly. it
The
was.
origin of Batman.
So do you call heads your bats now? Like when you flip that coin, like, heads are bats.
They should have done the bat. They should have made it look like the
Come
bat
on,
from.
come on.
They should have made it look like the bat from the Great Mouse Detective with the peg leg
Ooh,
and everything
yeah.
and the.
The peg leg and the like the dock.
How does he
Hat.
die again?
Doesn't the cat eat him?
I think so. He can't.
Spoilers.
Because he can't fly, right? Like he can't fly very
Yeah,
well.
he's like.
Yeah, because he has a crippled wing and he has a peg leg.
A peg
does
leg.
he have an eye patch too, or maybe he doesn't?
No,
Who throws
think
him in
so.
with the cat?
I
Is
always
it
felt bad
Radigan?
for
Throws him?
for that.
I
bat.
can't remember.
I gotta watch that movie.
The cat tries to eat him like throughout the film, and I think at the end the cat ends up eating him. I could be wrong. It's
That's pretty dark.
It's been a while
That
since
movie
I've
is
seen the
dark.
movie.
The
Yeah,
movie's terrifying in the end.
Great Mouse
Dude, the
The
Detective
clock
is-
battle with the
is
rat.
That's terrifying.
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
he's
a-
like.
when he goes full
Doesn't
rat.
he get crushed in like the cog, like the
He
gears?
falls.
No, he falls to
off
his
the
death.
tower. We're just
Which-
spoiling a great movie. Go watch The Great Mouse Detective. It's
That's-
a great movie.
It's probably one of the best Disney animated.
one of the
films.
best one of the best mouse movies
It's in my
ever.
top 5. It's in my
Okay.
top 5 of Disney.
It's really good.
animated
Yeah, we did the
films.
tier things. It's
Yeah, we
in-
did
it's
our
in
tier
the-
thing.
I don't think it's a big boy. I don't think it's
Have
a
you
big
seen
boy.
it? Have you seen it?
Have
I
you
think
seen
I
it?
saw it, right?
Did
I
you?
watched it with you, right?
See, I'm not
Movie
sure
night?
if he's seen it then. If
I think
he's
so.
questioning whether it-
I think
it's a
so.
big
If
boy
you
or
had
not.
seen it,
probably did.
It's-
If you had
it's a
seen
big
it,
boy.
you would definitively say it's in your S rank.
No, I
Mhm.
don't.
Didn't you say that like
I
Sleeping
think-
Beauty's like your favorite Disney movie?
That is horribly wrong. That is
That wasn't-
absolutely
that wasn't
horribly wrong.
Which one? Which one was yours? Like he picked some like D tier like movie for like your favorite.
Dude,
like,
Cinderella's amazing.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it.
Terrible film.
Dude, how could you say Cinderella's a D tier? That is the best Disney classic. I'm just gonna say it. Like before, like Walt Disney was still in his prime in like the 1950s.
Okay, I pulled up mine. Okay, so here's what I had as because
Like-
I think it was it
By
Will,
the way, Dave just has a list of.
Will,
his
are you the
favorite
one that
Disney
showed it
movies of all
first?
time.
Because we have a Discord where our friends talk and stuff and share things. And Will, are you the first one that shared your tier of Disney movies?
Yes.
Yeah,
You were
so-
immediately
so-
mocked
So
because your
Will,
list was so
we
bad.
have this. It was the tier maker thing that was really big about a year ago, where you had like S, A, B, C, D tiers and things. So Will's top 5, he had them called the big boys. So I released mine, which I called the real big boys, and in it I had Jungle Book, Aladdin, Fox and the Hound, Lion King, and The Great Mouse Detective. Those I said were the real big boys.
I don't think a Lion King is a big boy. I think it's
What?
no.
Lion King is definitely a big boy. What do you have
What are you
against?
talking about?
Hold on. I'm trying to find.
I don't know how to find
my tier list. It was so far ago. Do you have like the date in which? Dave?
Probably. Yeah. Let me check. How do I look at?
You kind of scare me sometimes, Dave. How fast you're able to find stuff.
June 5th, 2019 was the date
gosh.
that I made my
June
tier
5th. Here we
list.
go.
That was over a year ago.
But there's so many. I love ranking things, and there's just something about classifying what's good and what's not that's so much fun. You know, whether it's movies, games, friends, you know, just being able to classify what's good and what's bad
comparing your friends to Assassin's Creed games.
It's just one of my hobbies. Yeah, we talked about that on the show. I think.
Okay, Will has his list. What do you have, Will?
Yeah, so I included for some reason the tier list had Toy Story in it, even though it's a Pixar movie, and so things kind of get wish-washy. So I'm going to leave that out. So my 4 big boys are Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Emperor's New Groove, and Aladdin.
I'll agree with the Emperor's New Groove. That's a great film.
I had Emperor's New Groove
Aladdin
as
or Beauty and the Beast?
So like I had it up there.
Beauty and the Beast is okay.
What? Okay. Listen, I understand Cinderella, the debate about Cinderella. I personally love it, but I don't think you can debate Beauty and the Beast as just being okay. I think that's one of the easily like the consensus on it is pretty high, like well known.
Now, are we talking the live action remake or the?
Don't even speak that. No, but I do have Lion King in A tier, not Big Boy. So
I can't remember my list, but I know I had.
The Great Mouse Detective was up there.
Yeah, I know it was there.
Yeah, as it should be. As it should be.
Yeah. Well,
I think the Lion King probably has the best soundtrack, or not soundtrack, but like score.
It's up there. It has some great songs.
It's not just like the songs, but like the
actual
like the
soundtrack.
Like the movie score. It's Hans Zimmer, so that's a big reason.
Wow.
He was like, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's when he won his Oscar.
Huh?
Yeah.
You won an Oscar for the Great Mouse Detective?
So he's the real big boy. Hans Zimmer's the real big boy. Dang.
Yeah.
How do we get to talking about?
I don't know. I think we talked about the Great Mouse Detective, and I don't even know how we got started on talking about that. Bats.
Order.
Oh,
Bats
right.
To Great Mouse Detective to Disney tier lists. Wow, what a tangent. Topic. What a journey. Straight up journey.
How often do you guys use quarters though? Honestly,
almost only never. At a parking meter when like I have to street park, which is almost never.
When do you have to?
All of our parking meters too. You can use them with a credit card and an app, so you don't even need to put actual money in. You just use the app around here.
You can also just not pay.
You are also living in the future, Dave. I
am. I'm 3 hours in the future.
I think we've discussed multiple
wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute.
Does not mean anything.
Oh no.
The universal time.
The
universal clock.
We got into an argument a couple days ago because
I don't know if I would call it an argument. I would call it
more of me just poking the bear. And like
a couple of days ago in a PlayStation party, we were talking about time zones. It was either Will or Colby.
It was me.
Colby's been on the show before, who was saying that we should just abolish time zones and just get rid of all, just have a universal time. And that way we don't have to keep track of time zones anymore because time zones are dumb.
I don't like the way you're portraying me.
No, that was me portraying Colby.
That's like your internet voice.
But I mean, if you said the same thing though, that is how I would have portrayed you. And you did say the same thing. So in a sense, yes, that is what you sounded like, Will.
Hey, now, I was only like half joking.
Half?
That might be a problem, though.
Does that mean you were half serious?
No, I was more serious of like, okay, context can probably solve like so the whole debate was like I kept trying to say like, oh, context between each and every city will solve a lot of the problems. But I completely understand that the critique of that is that context is really complicated and you don't always understand.
Well, part of it too, time zones. When you think of time zones, okay, or actually when you think of time, like if I say 12 o'clock, it means a lot more than just 12 hours after midnight. It means a lot of other things and has a lot that's attached to it. You know, it means lunch. It means middle of the day. It means, sometimes a break from work. It means halfway done with work. There's all these things that are attached to a time that's not just this specific moment in time. And that would be completely gone and it would change for every single slice of where you are in the world if we just have one universal time.
Right.
And
that's why I understand that, and that's why what I'm saying is.
And in a sense,
bogus,
and one thing that I read and what I thought of too is that if we abolished time zones, in a sense, in every place where there was time that wasn't the same as how we have it now, people would essentially invent words and invent phrases to classify what we already have existing to mean time. So like people would say something that means like middle of the day, or someone that means like when you get up in the morning, which we already have that, which means like 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and then 7 p.m., like when it starts turning dusk and stuff. So like all these people that say time zones need to go away, I think they're crazy, and I don't think they've thought it through. And so, Will, I think sometimes you're crazy and that you haven't thought it through.
Oh, okay. That's fair. But see, I wasn't 100% serious. I don't actually think we should abolish time zones.
Look at him back. Look at him back.
I was just
okay.
I was just more enjoying how you react. I'm just going to be honest.
You know what? I will take that answer. I'm fine with that because it means that I was right.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
Do you think Colby was joking though? Because I don't think he was joking.
No, but he's kind of like out there, so I don't think he really thought it through. He just likes something that would like upend the entire world, and so that would cause so much chaos and disorder that if we abolish time zones, he would be like, loving the craziness that stems from that.
See,
Why-
but
why do
Colby doesn't like it when craziness happens to him. He just likes it when he observes it happening to other people.
See, and that's why he would probably say like, yeah, let's abolish time zones, except let's have the prime meridian be where I am, which is the Pacific time zone. If it had to be
Oh,
where like
that's
he
so
was like
Colby.
8 hours back, then he'd be like, no, let's keep it the way it is.
Quick question. Why do our two ginger friends love chaos the most?
Because gingers are evil.
I think you just answered your own question.
What's the one feature they share together is the fiery devil hair.
All right. They have the devil in their blood, in their DNA.
The
Yeah.
devil in their follicles.
Oh, for sure.
I don't like that word.
Follicle
Follicles?
or devil?
Yeah. Follicle.
No.
Wait, why not? What do you have? What's your problem with
It's
follicles?
just I don't know. It's just kind of a weird word.
I have a problem with follicles too.
Yeah, you do.
Oh no.
I
They
feel
just
like
don't
I'm
stick
starting,
around.
I'm starting like I don't know. I think I'm slipping. I'm slipping in the hair department. I think. Starting
You
getting
have
self-conscious.
like a decade or two. I think you're.
Does it look like
alright.
I'm slipping, Mick?
No.
No, you're totally fine.
My boss has been telling me I'm going bald. He's like using like psychological warfare to like convince me.
Why
I'll
would
lose my
anyone
hair.
do that to someone? That seems really cruel.
Some
Is this-
people are cruel, Dave. I don't
Is
know
this
if
a
you've
boss
noticed.
that is kind to you otherwise, or it's just
For the
like
most part, there's a lot of games played. I feel like a lot of like jabs and jokes. Maybe toxic. I don't know. Like
Sounds like Colby fits right into your workplace.
sounds like
yeah.
that sounds healthy. Anyway, so sorry, Mick, we kind of have gone on a weird tangent here from bats.
That's
but
what the podcast is built on. Weird
This is
tangents.
what our fans love.
We're- yeah.
They crave it.
Stupid things we talk about and we think are funny. So Chick-fil-A is coming to Spokane.
Yay! Chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Yummy, yummy.
Apparently, according to most, it's like the best chicken sandwich place.
I don't know if it's the best chicken sandwich. I think it's the best bang for your buck fast food chicken place ever. Like, it's like, would I rather get a chicken
about
sandwich at
McChickens?
McDonald's or Chick-fil-A?
Is that from Toy Story 2? Oh gosh.
Toy Story 2 is a great movie.
It is. Really, really, yeah.
Are there any bats in Toy Story 2?
I don't think so.
Are you
There
guys
is, I'm never
excited about
watching it again.
Chick-fil-A, or it's like you don't care about it? It's just
I mean, I'll
something
eat
you
it.
care
I mean,
about.
why
I'll
not?
eat there.
It'll be nice to have. It'll be cool. I've only eaten there once, and I'll be honest, it was like, okay, it was a chicken sandwich. It was good. It wasn't like mind-blowing good, but
Expectations do a lot, I think, because you can get like I wasn't expecting anything when I first tried Chick-fil-A, and I was like, oh, this is a great chicken sandwich. Great. I got the nuggets too. The nuggets are amazing. I've had
I will say
Fine.
the sauce there.
oh, the Chick-fil-A
The
sauce.
sauce.
Oh,
The sauce is really good.
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's oh gosh,
It's
I
really,
remember
really good.
I used
What
to have
is
it all the
it?
time.
The
great.
sauce. It's the sauce. We have 3 Chick-fil-A's here
Yeah,
in
you-
Grand Rapids, 2 or
stop.
3 in Grand Rapids, and I've only been a couple times, but they're good. I like
Yeah.
them, but I don't frequent them. So
I mean, I'll definitely go when it comes, and maybe I'll have a stronger opinion about it since I only been once. So, but it's exciting. I'm glad we're getting it. It's another cool restaurant that Spokane
This
doesn't
is the
have
change
yet.
this town needed. You know.
So
Yep.
does that mean that
It all
Chick-fil-A
starts with food.
does that mean it's not really like an East Coast South thing anymore? Is it pretty nationwide? Because I don't really know very much about Chick-fil-A really.
Oh, it's for sure nationwide. I went to two. I've went to one in Portland and I've went to one in.
That's the one I went to.
Oh no way!
Were you wait?
I was not there.
Did you order a chicken sandwich? I thought I saw another guy chicken sandwich.
I had a chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. Whoa!
Did you bump into a short, fat, bald guy there? Because I bumped
no.
into a tall, skinny dude.
I don't think so.
Okay,
but-
this is terrible. Anyway, Chick-fil-A.
That's sad.
It's gonna be nice.
Deprecating.
I appreciate good food. So if good food comes to Spokane, that's a good thing.
Yes,
And it'll be fun.
yes. I am very much looking forward to returning.
We'll have to go when it comes out, and we'll give a review.
A 90-minute podcast spoiler cast for
Spoiler cast,
for
yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
We'll do it in Chick-fil-A.
chicken cast or whatever.
We'll get them to let us
Chicken
use.
gas.
Have the rent the whole building out. Like,
Yep.
for the whole day. We'll just be in there. We'll interview the.
Like, hey, I know you've heard of the Hotkeys podcast. That's us. Yeah.
what?
So
we'll help boost their business a little bit. 'Cause, I mean,
Exactly,
they might, people probably haven't heard of them.
you can even sponsor us.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Imagine sponsored by Chick-fil-A in front of our podcast. That'll never happen.
It
but that'd
has
be great.
good crispy ring to it.
What if we were forced to eat Chick-fil-A like every time we
Every
recorded?
day.
Dude, I'd
Every
do it.
day.
Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah,
only
I'd
record
do it.
once a month, so I mean, I don't know why I'm laughing at that because it's not my fault. It's
No, I feel
clearly
like
Landon's fault.
No.
it is.
See,
though.
when
That's the
when
funny
podcasts
part.
stop releasing, recording stops happening too. I'm just gonna say that.
That shouldn't be the case. That really shouldn't be the case. I mean,
Well, we can't backtrack. Like we can't backlog.
oh,
too
absolutely
many
we
'cause-
can. Of course you
No,
can.
because things get out of date.
You're weird though. Like we'll record a bunch of episodes and you just won't you won't post them for some reason. Then you post episodes back to back days and it's
Man,
I
I'm
feel
turning
like-
this into a war. I didn't mean to.
I feel
The
like
problem is when we had a regular recording schedule, I had a regular editing and release schedule. And then that went out of whack during the winter time. And then 2020 has just been, a cluster, a cluster cluck, a cluster Chick-fil-A. And
just say it.
Coward.
Coward.
no, this is a TV-14 podcast.
No, it's not.
Is that what we're rated at?
That's what I put it at when I uploaded it.
Oh, well,
So we don't have the
We have
implicit
we don't
or-
have strong
I mean,
language. We have suggestive dialogue that I select
Okay.
as one of the
Do you guys want to
you're
go to the next tier here?
aren't you allowed to drop one F-bomb though in a TV-14?
No.
14.
Gosh dang it.
have to edit that out.
Bleep that out. Mark the time. What's wrong with you? Freaking idiot. Gosh dang it. Mark the time. When was that?
I don't know. Hey, does anyone edit this show or what? Or did we just release
I
it
hope you
raw?
do.
We lost our editor.
We
from
have
our
to
last
edit now.
conversation.
So Chick-fil-A,
Gosh dang
I
it,
mean-
man.
Sorry.
That's gonna be hard because multiple people were talking at the same time, so it's just embedded in a bunch of chaos.
I can't
Gosh
believe
dang.
Will swore like that right on the show
Yeah,
too.
that was terrible. What's wrong with you, man?
What?
My
Let's move on. So
No,
speaking of
but to answer Will's question, no, TV-14, it's on TV. You can't. There's a lot of things you can't say in TV-14. Are you thinking of PG-13 movies? Is that what you're thinking of?
I think
what
that.
you're
Yeah,
thinking
that's what
of.
I'm thinking
Isn't
of.
and
it
it's
that
actually
you can
two.
afford.
It's
Now-
not one.
It's
And,
two.
and it's
Yeah.
only if it's
Who makes
used,
that rule?
And the MPAA,
The
right?
rating system.
the-
Yeah, the MPAA.
Yeah, the
I guess.
place that rates movies. And it's not an official rule. It's just that is how they have determined it in the past and through examples of how they have rated films. But it's also
Yeah.
if it's non-sexual, because there are different ways you can use different words. And so if it's used in one sense, even if you just say it once, it's actually rated R. So, Landon, when you said it, how did you mean it?
Well, he was thinking about his robot wife. And,
Oh, no.
Hey, we're getting close. We're getting closer to the question and answer.
I think we all knew anyway. Well, speaking of Chick-fil-A, I want to do a little shout out here. One of our friends, we all know her, Lauren. She goes to the same church as us. She and her daughter started a podcast, another local Spokane podcast.
Oh,
and it's really good. You guys should listen to it. It's called Coffee and Sweet Tea. I think it's a lot better than our podcast.
Whoa.
Okay,
whoa.
hold on a second.
Edit that out.
It's a lot.
Okay, hold on.
Heretic.
Okay, hold on. Not only are you shouting out another podcast, that's fine, but you're gonna go and say their podcast is better than ours. It's like, where's your sense of like?
Have you listened to it?
I've listened
Mark
to a
the
bit,
time, Dave. Mark the time.
But here's the thing. You gotta have like confidence, man. Like,
I'm not saying I don't have confidence. I'm just saying theirs is much better than ours.
Our show
what's
is
wrong
better.
with you?
Our show's better than anything else out there.
Okay, that's definitely
Anything.
not true. Okay, but so I mean,
So
we
what
can
is
have-
it, Will?
we can have-
Is it a better podcast or is it not?
we can have an appropriate level of confidence, okay?
I bet their show sucks.
Oh man. Anyway,
How
I
can we
talked with
tell if we've
Lauren a
gone
little
off
bit.
the rails or not? Like, is there a discernible way to
Dave,
come
as
to that
soon as we
conclusion?
started the podcast, we were off rails.
This
That's
is
how
an
it-
off-rail
That's how it
show.
happens every week. That's what we're all about, and that's when we flourish.
Okay, so
I
thought we
sweet
sucked.
tea.
Michael.
We can know. I'm just saying. I just enjoyed theirs more.
What's it called? What's the name of the show?
Coffee and sweet tea.
Coffee and Sweet Tea. What do they talk about?
Basically,
Coffee and sweet tea.
yep. Every week they
Because
just
I mean,
review coffee.
I haven't heard the show. I mean, I'll definitely give it a listen to, and I will support your endorsement
Shout
of
out.
it. But I will only do that if they reciprocate. I mean, that's I think that's where my determination comes from or not.
Okay. Way to be professional.
I'm just kidding.
What's their show rated? Is it TV? Can I go on their show and swear?
Probably not. Yeah, they basically do kind of the same stuff that we do, just a little more. I think. Gosh dang it! What is happening?
Sorry,
I'm
keep
sorry.
going. Just keep it up.
Yeah, they're a pop culture podcast too,
Nice.
and just random stuff. And it's an interesting dynamic because it's a mother-daughter podcast, so you get to kind of see the spectrum from a mother's point of view and a daughter's point of view of the world.
Could you guys imagine doing a father-son podcast? My dad on here with Landon and Landon's dad. What
That'd be
would we
interesting.
talk about?
I would do it.
That'd be cool.
I would record with my
What's
dad.
wrong with that?
No, nothing was wrong with it. I was just saying, can you imagine?
I
But
can
the way you
imagine.
said it, you're like, can you
Oh,
imagine?
can you imagine?
It's almost like
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can
Yes,
imagine.
I can
Very-
imagine.
Very
Yeah.
easy to imagine. I
All
feel
right,
like we
next
probably have
week,
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, why not?
can
You
we
do
call
what we
it?
want.
This
Can
has
we-
become hostile, and I don't know what's
Let's call it- let's
what's
call it-
going on.
Let's call it Coca-Cola and Diet Coke.
For Randy, it'd be some off-brand soda, though. Which
Diet
Dave's
Shasta?
bad.
Signature Select. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Anyway, it's a good podcast. You should listen to it. It's fun.
So,
When's our
will we
crossover?
do
When's our
Mick and-
crossover episode?
But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So I was talking to Lauren a couple days ago about doing some type of mutual watch thing. So either like watch a movie or a TV show, and then we can talk about it together. Either they come on ours or we go on theirs. Probably they.
I'm
come
not going
ours,
on their
but-
show. I'm not going on. They come here.
I'm a Hotkeys
On our
exclusive.
program-
I'm a Hotkeys
You know what?
exclusive.
I don't want you to go on their show because I don't want you to.
Go off the rails. I'll go off the rails. No holds barred. I won't let back. Spokane can only have one #1 pop culture podcast, and it's us.
No,
we were here first.
we need to support each other. We need to build this group
It's
of
us or them,
Spokane
man. Survive or die.
podcasters. We need to stick
Oh,
together.
goodness.
This was a mistake.
Stronger in numbers.
This was a mistake.
I'm gonna have to sign a contract. I'm gonna have to sign something that.
You already signed a contract.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Dave's going no.
Well, since
I
Dave
own you.
owns all of us now.
I
like,
own you.
3 more years left.
Why do you think we took your blood?
I forgot that Dave has the rights to all my children. If I ever have.
Gosh. So wait a minute.
with you and the robot wife?
Sophia.
Cyborg children.
Don't take
Right.
See, full circle.
Don't take my metal child from me.
Anyway, so we'll
Nah.
we'll keep you updated on Coffee and Sweet Tea and Hotkeys crossover.
Nice. Well, I'll check it out. Is it? Do you know? Is it just on regular podcast platforms?
Sorry, what?
Is it just on regular podcast platforms?
Yes, I listen to it on the just podcast, like
Well,
Apple Podcast.
There you go.
There is
There's
something
horrific
outside. There's something outside that's happening. It sounds like a giant playing in a giant box full of Legos. That's the best way I can describe that.
God decided to build a starship today. I
Very
don't like
noisy.
it.
Did I update you guys on my? This is
Legos?
on my
No,
neighbor
downstairs neighbor.
situation. My downstairs
No.
neighbor.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, I'm pretending like I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
she's
more interesting.
she's gone.
What happened, Landon?
She's gone. She left. She moved out.
So you won.
I did win. I won. She lost. I'm better. I was here before she came. I'm here after she left. I'm the best. This apartment complex is mine.
Has anyone moved in?
No one yet. So it's amazing. There's no one down there. It was incredible. I pulled in from work, pulled my van in, and I saw a truck. I saw things being loaded into it. And I saw her walking, and she had a couple like guys loading stuff up for her, and it all started kind of like coming together for me that like I had won. And
Did you just
My
break down in
mood.
tears?
I almost did. It was a moment where like a single tear ran on my face, and then I was like,
Why are you
and then-
crying?
because I
Tears of
won.
joy.
Oh,
Tears of joy.
okay.
And then
I thought it was
It's like the end of what's that prison breakout movie?
Shawshank
Yeah,
Redemption. What?
This whole
breakout
process
movie.
has been Landon crawling through a crap tube, and he finally made it out the end.
Finally. But then
Spoilers.
the tears of joy stopped,
whatever.
and then the sick grin came on my face because I won. And then I
You
got
should
up.
get you should get Colby to move in below you.
That'd be funny.
Did you
And
give
then you
her?
can jump on like the floor.
Did you give her a going away present?
No,
Banana bread,
as I was
cookies,
walking towards
Flaming
as my-
bag of poo.
Well, no, I actually talked to her though for the first time as I was walking. I was walking towards her, and I just was like, "How's it going?" And I just smiled at her. She's like, "Oh, good." And I was like, "Cool." I just walked by, and I was like, "Oh, you sucker."
Dude, was there like a passive aggressive tone in every single
well,
car,
no.
or did she not know?
I don't actually know if she knew who lived above her.
That's
I
really
don't.
funny.
I don't know. I should have leaned in real close and been like,
It was me the whole time.
and I did it all on purpose.
Here's my cinder block shoes.
I wouldn't be surprised if she pulled a knife on you right then and there, though. You got to be careful.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that would be kind of a fitting end, like the plot twist. Like, you think I've won.
It's like a Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, and
Like,
stabbed,
Plot twist: you were the one
I was
above.
the
Plot
downstairs
twist: she
neighbor all
murders you.
along. She was
It's
upstairs.
it's glad. I mean, I'm glad for you, but it's a bummer that saga is over because that provided so much needed drama.
Now our podcast is going
In-
to suck.
in your life because it gave us great stories.
We have nothing to
listen
talk about.
Well, like I dropped something on the floor the other night, and like for that instant I kind of froze, and I was scared that like maybe a shotgun blast would come up through the floor and blow me away. And then like I remembered that oh no, I'm safe, I'm okay, like it's all good.
Wait a minute.
I don't have to tiptoe around in fear for like banging on the floor.
After that, you put your clogs on and just clog them.
Yeah, I'm like, let's go, boys. Like,
Yeah.
but
can
she
start my
left. She
tap
just left
dancing
a
again.
bag of trash outside like her door.
I'm
Like,
surprised she
just
didn't put it in front of your door.
left- Yeah, she just left it there, like, and it's just still sitting there.
Anything good in there?
No, it's just trash.
Oh, damn.
You look through it?
No.
Well, if only we knew who she was, we could track down where she is now and then take the trash
Yeah.
to her. But
If only.
My new neighbors are way cooler though. Like a bunch of new people have moved into the apartment complex, and they're all like of like Indian descent, and they always play cricket out in the yard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like a dozen of them. Like every a few nights of the week, they're just playing cricket. Out.
That's
Have
so
you- have
cool.
you asked-
Join 'em.
have you
Just
asked
show
it-
up.
if you can
too
play with
nervous
them?
You should
to
ask if you
them.
could
I'm too
join.
nervous to ask if I could play with them because like I don't know anything about cricket. But like I always just kind of walk.
You're
by
like,
and
wait,
smile.
do I
Do,
get
you,
it?
do your
do
research
I hit it
beforehand.
through the wickets or do I hit the wickets?
And then they
cricket?
make fun of me. I just always like watch like sadly as I walk to my apartment.
Cricket
my
has
God.
always seemed
It's
like cool baseball.
Yeah, it's a real man's game.
It looks way more interesting. It's Calvin Ball version of baseball, kind of. At least
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how I would imagine it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting to actually try to play like I've thought about this, like Calvin Ball from Calvin and Hobbes. Basically, you make up like the
Calvin Ball.
rules as you go. But the problem is that there's no definitive rules to Calvin Ball, so it's just like it would just be a.
If
Like
we were
anything
all
that would,
6 years old, I think it would be fun. But if you guys have played the card game Mao, which is basically a card game where you just make up the rules as you go,
I hate that game. I hate that
it
game.
is
That game's
the
garbage.
worst. It is one of the worst experiences I've had playing a card game.
That's the game where like people are like, oh, you broke the rule, draw 3 cards.
Oh,
You're
you
like, what are-
sniff.
and they're like-
Yeah, draw 8 cards and then like, spin in a circle and spit on the ground.
and everyone's laughing at you.
sounds like you have some bad experiences.
No,
with
it's
that.
bad.
It's
It's bad. It's not a good game. It's not. a
No,
good
it's not.
game, Will.
It doesn't encourage like because it's always. I feel like the times I've played it, it's in a group setting where I don't know like everybody.
It just
there.
sounds like a horrible improv exercise.
Yeah, it's bad. Because there's nothing worse than not being clued in on what's going on, and
Yeah.
everybody else knows what's going on, and you're like being laughed at.
Yeah.
and you're sad.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds way too real.
Story of my
It is
life.
real. It is so real. So just imagine that experience during that game, and then just imagine my entire life.
Although
oh my gosh,
reading
I don't want to be depressed.
reading Calvin playing Calvin Ball was always, it did leave you kind of wanting to play because it did seem like they were having so much fun. That probably
Mhm.
stems from the fact that it was one person playing, making up all the rules, and so it was easy to do that. But it did look like it was a fun experience, and there was a part of me that always was left with like a longing of wanting to enjoy something as much as Calvin and Hobbes enjoyed playing Calvin Ball. So, and I still am shooting for that type of enjoyment. I don't know if I'll ever reach it.
I think you're too old.
Dave, you're past your prime.
All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else to talk about, I have planned trivia extraordinaire.
Trivia extraordinaire.
I can't tell if it's trivia extraordinaire or trivia extraordinaire.
It's your own thing. Make it what you want.
I'm gonna declare right now that it could be either one
Okay.
because I'll probably forget week to week and choose the other one. This week it's trivia extraordinaire.
I'm gonna take my shirt off for trivia.
Oh, shirts versus skins,
You could at least put your shorts back on though.
please.
I've never recorded an episode with my shorts on, so. Oh man, I could tell that I need a shower. I can tell my pits are a little.
Gosh, you haven't
All right.
showered yet
Okay.
today?
Trivia
haven't, yeah.
extraordinaire.
Okay. So this week,
Oh man.
oh gosh, I've decided to do American history trivia.
I'm gonna
Let's
suck
go,
at this.
boys,
I'm gonna
let's
suck
go.
at this. I might as well just sit out.
I'll
Do we want pieces of paper where we can write our answers down so we can?
Just have
Yes,
your phone
have
on
Or I
your
guess
phone
like type your answer down your
Yep.
phone. Yeah. Okay. Technology. That's great.
the source here, no cheating by the way. The source here is
Well, tell us the source after.
wait. So I shouldn't trust you guys?
No, you can
not
trust
at
us.
all.
Dang.
But people on the show, I mean,
Yeah. The listeners.
yeah, listeners want to
Okay.
play
All right,
along.
Our thousands and thousands of listeners.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Oh,
These
I'm
are
ready.
pretty easy.
Oh, hit me.
All right, number one.
Lexington.
I think there's like 23.
Concord.
George Washington.
Concord.
Okay, what
Okay.
city was the first capital of the United States?
Are we supposed to write down or what? Or can I ding in?
Is there multiple choice? Like, is this not multiple
No.
choice? What? Okay, all right.
The first city that the U.S. Capitol is in.
Can I ding in? Ding in. Ding ding.
No, let me think.
5,
No, I
4,
can't. I'm blanking, man.
3, 2, 1. All right, who's got it? Dave, you got it?
The first capital?
Oh, wait, let me write down my answer.
I said
What city was the first capital of the United States?
Portland.
Philadelphia.
I was just typing down Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
It's either Philadelphia or New York City.
I'm going with Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
New York City.
Oh,
Dang it.
New Amsterdam.
Dude, I'd be
No, I
surprised
said
if I got
I'm-
a single point in this trivia. I would be surprised if we got a single
Do you
point.
not
in this
like
trivia.
American history?
The Big Apple, where George Washington made the first address in April 30th, 1789, was the location of the country's first capital.
All right, so we're all no points for any of us. Okay,
All right, number 2.
hit me.
Who discovered America?
Wait.
I feel like this is.
Ding ding. I mean, are we doing real? Like, are we? What do you mean by discovery?
I will say on here it does show an incorrect answer and a correct answer. The incorrect answers so far have been ones that seem very obvious.
I mean, I think. See, can we just have an open discussion here? Because I feel like we know some of them. We have Christopher Columbus. We have Amerigo Vespucci. We have who else is there? Eric the Red, right? I mean, there's a lot of this. So which one? I mean, are we gonna say Eric the Red? That would be my guess.
That's probably the most correct answer.
I put down Tom Hanks.
Bill is correct.
Dang it.
This one says Leif Erikson. He's
Leif
Erikson.
He's a Norse explorer. Yep.
Landon.
The incorrect answer would be Christopher Columbus.
Yeah. All right, so we all does that count
Didn't
for
he
you, right?
land in like Cuba anyway? Or Florida? I don't think
He thought he landed in like India, right?
He thought he landed in India.
What a dummy.
Yeah, he.
What a stupid dummy. Like,
Question 3. When was the Declaration of Independence signed?
oh man, I got this one.
What was the actual date?
The actual
that is a year.
Like the date?
Well, you should probably know the year. That's pretty.
I got the
like,
year.
1776.
Thank you.
Yeah. So,
And the
yeah.
date?
Okay.
I mean,
The
is it July 2?
It's July. Right?
Bye.
I think.
They started signing
Is it
it
July
1st.
4? Or is that just when they like finished signing it and sent it
Or
to King George?
the signatures took a while to get collected, right? Like they
I mean,
So,
John
is it when the
Hancock's
signature's
alone
finished?
took like 20 hours to.
yeah.
Is it when the signature's
Fine.
finished? Is it when the signature
Did you say
started?
John Hamm?
John
Yeah,
Hancock.
John Hancock.
Yeah, John Hamm, you know, the signer of the
John
Declaration
Hamm.
of Independence.
America's own John.
Okay, give me a date.
July 2.
Dude, what are you asking for though?
I'll go
date.
I'll go July 2nd, 1776.
That's what I said.
July 32nd.
Yeah, I'm
Are you
just
happy?
stealing your
32nd? What is wrong with you, Dave?
I said July 2, and then Landon also said July 2.
Okay,
I'll
the
say
correct
July
answer
2.
is August 2nd.
Oh.
That's what I said.
Well,
I got another one wrong.
Well, the Second Continental Congress initially met in Philadelphia to discuss the country's future on July 1st, 1776,
I miss Marvel.
and
trivia.
declared America's independence from England on July 2nd. The final draft of the Declaration of Independence document wasn't finished until July 4th. It wasn't actually signed until August 2nd of that year.
Well, see, it's funny, Will, because right now we're all tied with 0 points.
Yeah.
So
All right,
Yeah.
See,
we need to
we're
get a little
neck-
further in
we are
American history. I'm a little
neck
sharper.
and
I'm a little-
neck.
I
Where
think the
did the-
philosophical question of what actually is the Declaration of Independence needs to be discussed there.
What are you talking about?
Dude,
It's the
what-
thing
what
that Nick
are you
Cage
talking
stole.
about?
We know what
Next
it is.
question. Next question.
Have you seen National Treasure?
Yeah.
Dude, I hate that movie.
It's a thing that
That movie's
Nicolas
so
Cage
good.
steals.
I'm gonna
steal the Declaration. Number 4. Where did the Pilgrims land in America?
Oh, ding, ding, ding,
Is it
ding.
Plymouth Rock, ding ding.
Yeah, Plymouth Rock. Yeah,
In-
Plymouth Rock.
Yeah, in Massachusetts.
Of course, Plymouth Rock. Everybody knows that.
Apparently, that is incorrect. The correct answer is unknown.
What's the source? What's your
You
source?
told me not to say the source.
What's your source?
Your source is trash.
We'll get the source at the end. We'll get the
I'm
source
getting
at
a point
the end.
there. It's
Okay,
Plymouth Rock,
if it
dude.
turns out the source is Wikipedia, I'm gonna be mad.
It's not Wikipedia.
the correct answer
It's Yahoo Answers.
We're going with. We're
Ask
going with.
a
All right,
question.
I'm going to give Dave and I a point. I'm going to give Dave and I a point.
According to the Washington Post, the only reason we currently think that Plymouth Rock is the spot where the Pilgrims first touched U.S. soil is because 121 years after their arrival, a young boy overheard 95-year-old Thomas.
Don't say it.
Are we
relate
TVR
that
now?
His father, who came to Plymouth 3 years after the Mayflower, told him he'd heard the unnamed persons that the landing occurred there. So that is the source.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be pretty
little boy.
close to where Plymouth.
I mean, it
Massachusetts
probably
was
is. I'm
because
taking
just
a point.
reading what's on this
Trick
website.
question.
It's a
Okay.
trick question. It's
Trick
like
question.
unknown. We don't actually know. Even though there's evidence to support it, we don't actually know.
All right.
Number 5. What did Paul Revere shout on his midnight ride in 1775?
Ding, 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 ding. The British
Where's
are
my
coming. The British are
pants?
coming.
The British are coming. No, the Red Coast. It's the Red Coast, right?
No, it's the British coming.
No, it's something. It's not
it's
the British.
1 by land, 2 if by sea.
Yeah, that's part of it.
It's
The British are
something.
coming. The British are
He's
coming.
just yelling the instructions. Is it the British are coming or the Redcoats are coming? Because that's always
The
what
British
I
are
heard it
coming.
The
was.
British are coming is incorrect. The actual is the regulars are coming.
The
Get out of here with your revisionist history.
Turns out Parker probably didn't yell anything on his famous midnight ride since it was a covert mission.
Dude, don't ruin.
Plus, back then, no one knew the term British.
Okay.
Wasn't a well-known term.
Wait,
All right,
what were they
fine,
called?
like,
then?
oh, for
Can we quit early?
no.
Number 6. What are the names of Columbus's ships?
Oh.
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Ding ding.
Good job, Dave. That's 3 points.
Is there a fourth one?
There was a fourth one, wasn't there? That sunk. Wasn't there a fourth ship that sunk?
The
Come on, give me-
Santiago.
Yeah.
The Black Pearl.
No, the Flying Dutchman.
Apparently, Dave, all the ones you said are incorrect. The
What?
correct one is the Santa Maria, the Santa Clara, and unknown.
You
I
said
said
the
the Santa Maria. I said the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
The Pinta and Nina are not listed. That's why I
Dude,
said
I don't know. That's more revisionist history, right?
No,
there.
I don't think so. What's your source on this?
Stop
want
it.
me to tell you the source, or you not want me to tell you the source?
Next question, please.
Golly. What started the Great Chicago Fire of 1871?
What's your source on this?
Okay, I'm gonna say it's not a
I'm gonna
cow
kill
kicking
you.
over a lantern because that's what you want us to say.
That is the actually incorrect answer on here. So yes,
Actually incorrect.
the actually incorrect answer.
The Chicago Fire. I'm gonna say.
This is just trick question to trivia.
no. I'm gonna say it was due to like.
I don't have to tell you what the
The
incorrect
Chicago
answer
did,
is.
Fire,
did an 8-year-old newsie like put out his like cigarette or something and then it caused the fire? Some
I'm
cold.
gonna say poor morale of factory.
I'm just going to say it
Ryan
remains,
started the
it
fire.
remains uncertain.
Oh.
The more I go into this, the more I hate this quiz.
All right. Next.
Why
question.
does the Liberty Bell have a crack in it?
We don't
Because
know.
They moved it. They were moving the bell from one location to another. I
Is
can't
that
remember
the incorrect
exact-
answer?
I can't remember the exact locations they were moving to, but they were moving the bell.
This quiz
Right.
is stupid.
Well, they
Shoddy
were-
craftsmanship.
What?
Okay, number 9. When did the American Civil War end?
1865. Ding ding ding. 1865. Let's go.
Actually, it's still raging today.
The South will rise.
Some would argue that yes. What's the actual date?
I want to say
August
August.
2nd, the day that the
the actual date.
September 12th,
I'm gonna say
1869.
1869.
July 16th, 1865. That's just random.
The actual date is May 9th,
Okay.
1865.
Okay.
Close.
I had the year.
Is
If
that
you thought
AD?
Civil War
Is that
ended
AD or
when Robert E.
BC?
Lee surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant on April 9th, 1865, you'd be off the mark. Following the battle, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So anyway, that's the yeah.
Another question, please.
I do not like this.
No, another
Who
question.
paid for the Statue of Liberty?
Christopher
France.
Columbus.
This is so stupid.
Would that be
Meg Ryan.
Woodrow Wilson?
France is the okay. France is the incorrect answer.
Woodrow
The correct
Wilson.
answer is France, with a little help from you, Newark.
Okay. All right. Next question, please. I'd like the next question.
When was
Who was in Toy Story? Tom Hanks.
what?
Incorrect.
What was the deadly,
Tom Hanks and
what,
What's the other
what
guy's
was
name?
the deadliest battle in American history?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Yes. The deadliest battle in American history would be
Gettysburg.
No, it's not Gettysburg. I don't
Va-
think.
Valley Forge.
no,
Valley-
it's what the heck is the name of the?
It's gonna be Civil War battle.
I don't
right?
think it's Gettysburg. It's like it's another one. I can't remember the name of it though. It's a Civil War battle though, and I can't. God darn it.
You are right.
Was it in
It's a civil-
Pennsylvania?
It's not Gettysburg, right?
Virginia.
It's not
It's
Gettysburg.
not Gettysburg.
Give me like, oh man.
It's not D-Day either, which another one is here is listed.
D-Day. There were not
what?
a lot of deaths on D-Day on the American
There were
side.
4,400.
On D-Day.
Yeah,
Is that not a lot of lives, you Dave?
I mean compared to
In
this,
one
it's
battle?
not.
No, not in
Um,
one battle.
Oh man, I have this on like on the tip of my. It's something like an A,
Tip of your
right?
what?
It's like something with an A. It starts with an A, right?
It does.
It's
Amsterdam.
no, it's. God darn it. A.
You spent all these.
Antium.
Yep,
Antium.
there you go.
Yes! Let's go.
Wow,
That's a
we
point.
actually
That's
got a
point.
correct
That's a
answer.
point.
This is amazing.
Let's go.
This is the best quiz ever.
It's Antium, but
Let's
also the 5 minutes after Antium, though.
Most of the men didn't die till several days later from poor medical treatment.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm proud of that. That's bringing it
That's
back.
that's impressive. That's really impressive. Do you know the date?
I want to say it was sometime in 1863, but
You're close. 62 in September 17th.
Okay. All right.
23,000.
That's a lot of men.
Next one.
Next one. Why did the Pilgrims come to America? What
For
the heck,
religious
man?
freedom, right?
Because they were
This is-
kicked out.
Okay,
Seek
this
out
is
new life and civilization.
again the
to boldly go where no man
this is
has
again
gone
the
before.
We're not
stupidest.
really
This is
sure.
again the stupidest quiz. Incorrect answer: religious freedom. Correct answer: economic opportunity.
All right, that's some revisionist history.
I'm pretty sure there's a
I'm
huge
gonna
group
bet-
of people that came
I'm gonna-
over for religious
I'm
freedom.
gonna bet that most people that came over for multiple reasons. It probably
Exactly,
just
yeah,
wasn't
it's like-
one.
No, they only came over for economic opportunity.
Yeah.
So
I
dumb.
came over
maybe-
here for the pelts. Nothing
Yeah.
else.
Who invented the first car? Question 13.
the
Henry
Wright brothers?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen and Jay Leno, right?
It's not
Henry Ford is incorrect.
Uh,
The correct answer
Mr.
is
General
Carl
Motors.
Benz,
of course, Mr.
the
Carl.
man behind Mercedes-Benz. You
Ah,
didn't know? He invented the first automobile in Germany in 1885.
Wait, then that's
By
not an American history.
1889,
What? How is that
Benz
American
was-
history?
I don't know. I'm just reading the dang
Those
stuff
cars
on
are
here.
American, Dave, right?
Maybe he invented it.
nowhere else has car.
Okay. So by 1889, Benz was exhibiting his Model 3 commercial vehicle at the Paris World's Fair. Henry Ford's T model didn't hit the market until 1908. Why was Chicago named the Windy City?
Because of the wind.
Windy City Heat.
Because of
Tornadoes.
the wind.
That's what I said.
I can't even think of a dumb answer. So what is
Yeah,
the
I
answer?
Well, the correct answer is dumb. So,
Yeah, hit us up.
so the incorrect answer is it's really windy, and the correct answer is it's home to a lot of windbag politicians.
Oh.
What?
Okay, all right. Next question.
Yeah, Chi-Town likely picked up its nickname because of the long-winded politicians that rose to power during the 19th century.
Did it say
Chi-town.
likely?
Chicago, Illinois.
What?
Did it say likely in that? Can you reread that?
Chi-Town likely
Chi-town?
picked up its nickname because of the long-winded politicians that rose to power during the 19th century.
So it's likely. They don't even know.
I mean, so then every city's the Windy City, right? Right? Right?
Windy City
Next
Heat.
question.
By the way, if you haven't seen Windy City Heat,
That's such a
watch
good movie.
watch Windy City Heat. Very good. Number 15. Who invented the light bulb?
Thomas Edison.
Probably
Nikolai
Thomas
Tesla.
Edison's assistant.
This is so dumb.
What does it say?
What the actual poo? So the incorrect answer says Thomas Edison or Benjamin Franklin. The correct answer, it's unclear, but it wasn't either of the two you probably thought.
But doesn't provide anything
No,
else.
it's so
That-
dumb.
this was made by some edgy teenager. Like that's like,
Probably.
oh, we don't know anything.
It was probably an
I am
edgy
just getting this
teenager.
off.
It was
I'm
probably an
just
edgy
getting this off
teenager
of
that
one of my
invented the
friends
light
on
bulb.
Facebook. He just like posted a bunch
Oh,
of
no.
Oh my gosh.
Who created the original American flag?
Betsy
Isn't
Ross.
Probably somebody
Yeah.
like Barack Obama or something like that.
I'll go with Betsy Ross.
Incorrect answer, Betsy Ross. Correct answer, we don't actually know. Probably Barack Obama.
Actually, Will's pretty close.
Are you
The
serious?
incorrect answer is Betty Ross.
Oh
The
my-
correct answer is Francis Hopkins. Maybe.
What?
Maybe is in parentheses after Anthony Hopkins. Or Anthony. Francis Hopkins.
Can I ask you a question, or do you want me to
What?
ask you after we're done with the show?
Ask it now.
Did you curate this before?
Nope, I'm going through this right now. I don't know if any of this is correct.
God darn
It
it.
sounds like a whole bunch of BS. But it's funny.
Next
What's
question.
the website? What's the website?
Number 17. What happened to those convicted at the Salem witch trials?
They burned at the stake.
Oh, they were drowned at the pond.
I mean, some of them were, I guess.
I think probably like a mixture of both.
Is this American history?
Yeah.
Did,
Yes,
did
Yeah,
we-
it's
Salem,
yeah.
Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It was a long time
I'm
ago,
stupid.
though. I mean, it was before the U.S. was the U.S.
It's like people got paranoid and they start killing people, right?
Mhm.
Like that's basically
Yeah,
the
it
gist
was.
of it. Yeah.
It was just like mob mentality.
The
Just
incorrect
like,
answer is burned at the stake. The correct answer is hanged at the gallows.
We don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah, we don't know.
If you thought that burning witches at the stake was a part of the Salem witch trials, then you'd be wrong.
Then you're an
While
idiot.
those who were persecuted did suffer horrible fates, they either died by hanging, like the 19 people who met their sad ends on the Gallows Hills, or in the case of Giles Corey, were pressed to death with large stones. Oh,
Ooh,
gosh.
pressed.
Oh,
That's
no.
how I want to go.
Wait, isn't that how the
Wish.
fly died? He's like, crush me. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So, number 18. What happened after Pocahontas met John Smith? This
She
is
went to
going,
the US.
this is going up the Disney movie, by the way.
She went to the U.S. and died of some disease
Yeah.
because she married someone else. She didn't marry John Smith. She married. What
Wow.
was it?
You're correct, Dave.
What's
Rolf.
his name?
Something Rolf, right? She
Yep.
married Rolf.
John Rolfe.
Yep.
John Rolfe.
Yep.
And then,
John
and then
Rolfe.
she died
John
not
Rolfe?
too long after. I think she went to the U.S.
The incorrect
Got
answer
right,
is they
right.
fell in love and lived happily ever after. The correct answer is Pocahontas married John Rolfe.
Cool.
The whole story about Pocahontas and John Smith falling in love just was a fabrication of Disney movie magic. In reality, Pocahontas was just 11 or 12 years old when Smith showed up, and while she may have saved him from being killed or killed by her powerful father, there's no evidence that the two fell in love or lived happily ever after. The real story is far less Disney friendly.
Oh,
Hmm.
what?
Hmm.
No way.
Disney's not reality.
What
When did the Revolutionary War end? Number 19.
17.
This is actually one of the few I actually knew,
1779?
and it's right.
1778?
No, it's like
It's later than that.
81.
1782.
1781.
The incorrect answer, October 17th through 19th. Excuse me, 1781. The correct answer, September 3rd, 1783.
Wait, really?
I mean, if
According to this
if
website,
an unverified source says it is true, then it's got to be true, right? It's
Well,
obviously
you know,
what's this website
I read this.
saying.
I read this book last year that was a lot about American history, and one thing it talked about was we think of the Revolutionary War as being this like unified battle between two nations, between the United States and then England, and really it was a war between England and all these different states. So it was actually fought in it kind of went from north to south because they were still they're more states at the point, kind of their own nations that were unified, kind of a united states. And a lot of the states' ideals were very different from each other, and the reasons that they were trying to get separation from England, especially between the north and the south. And you can kind of easily discern
Where
probably
that
what the
goes?
differences were. Yeah, and where that went. So like I could see it ending probably in the south, maybe like in 83, but it probably would have been in like Georgia or something where like people in the north would have been done with the war a long time ago. And at that point, yeah, because I think they kind of kept going farther south. The English did, 'cause they were kind of kicked out of New England and then kind of like Delaware and Virginia and stuff like that until
It's also not a very bloody war. I don't think like actually that many people died.
No, yeah, it wasn't as big as we make it, I think. I mean,
I don't
nowhere
think,
near
not
like
everybody.
the
Not
Civil
everybody
War
was
or
on
something.
board with like separating from England. I feel like there's a lot
No,
of people
yeah,
that were pretty
there was a
loyal
lot
to
that weren't. Yeah, there was a lot of loyalists because a lot of people.
Tories.
there was a lot of people that didn't want to split from the United States or split from England. Sorry.
England. We learned more from that than
No.
every other question.
Number 20. Who invented baseball?
Joe Namath.
Babe Ruth.
Billy Sunday.
The incorrect answer, which apparently is one that people would most likely go to, is Abner Doubleday.
Oh, a general from the Civil War. Right? Yeah, come on.
Sure.
Yeah.
The correct answer is Alexander Joy Cartwright Jr.
I had never gotten that. You put a gun to my head.
As the story goes, Abner Doubleday invented baseball in 1839 in Cooperstown, New York. But according to the Society for American Baseball Research, no evidence to suggest that Doubleday had anything to do with baseball. Accounts from the time suggested he even disliked the sport. Doubleday's own said that he was rather averse to outdoor sports. This is.
I want to retract my statement that our show is better than the.
I
Coffee
told
Sweet
you
Tea.
should have listened to me. All right, we're almost done. Number 21. What was the Wild West really like?
What
was pretty
do you
tame.
mean? What was
It
it
was pretty
like?
tame. It was just, people
That's
were-
such a subjective.
What was
question.
it really like?
What was it really
a
like?
bunch of
Wow.
like cowardly shop owners and
Generally,
Dutch
Generally.
Vanderlyn rolling up with
It
his
was
gang,
just like
stealing
5
stuff?
Goes
Can't remember.
West, right? Just a ton of
Yes.
mice and rats.
Yes.
Just
the
living-
incorrect answer would be violent and lawless.
Oh my
The
god.
correct answer would be pretty tame, actually.
Dude, this is
To take it from John Wayne and Butch Cassidy, the Old West was an unpredictable free-for-all, just one region-wide, decades-long brawl. That's all myth. The thing is, that's all myth. Peter J. Hill, a senior fellow of the Property and Environmental Research Center, puts it this way: the violence of the Wild West is largely a myth. Even the gunfight at the OK Corral, which I have heard that it wasn't actually.
it was pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
Just a couple shots.
Yep.
and-
All right, next question. Or are we done?
We scared Will away.
Oh, he's coming back. I thought he was actually going to leave. He did leave my door unlocked, so I'll get slaughtered. But
Thanks for not leaving, Will.
next
I was
question.
close. I was so close.
Two more. We can
more.
we can make it through this.
I was like,
2 more. 22.
I unlocked
What
the door.
species? What species did Benjamin
Possum.
Franklin want as our national bird?
The turkey.
The turkey. Yeah.
If you say that's incorrect,
That's the incorrect answer. The correct answer is a bald eagle.
it's the turkey.
He wanted a
It's
fat
100%
pheasant, not a turkey, as the logo.
Tell me it's a turkey.
So
If you tell
tell,
me it's a
just
turkey, dude.
say the answer.
Say it.
Okay, the incorrect answer is turkey.
Dude, shut up. Shut up. You're wrong. Quiz sucks.
The correct answer, and apparently this is coming. This is like coming from the mouth of Benjamin Franklin, I guess. But the correct answer would be, "Come on, it was a joke."
No.
So the answer is we don't know because he didn't have
In
a real suggestion.
1784 letter to his daughter, Benjamin Franklin wrote about the new American seal and the bird on it. For my own part, I wish the bald eagle had not been chosen. The representative for our country, Franklin wrote, he is a bird of bad moral character. What?
Next question, please. Next
He-
question.
Bird
Next
morals.
What the crap? Okay, number 23. Last one. We made it. Who was the first president? Oh
At
my
what
gosh.
cost?
Who
At
was
what
the-
cost?
Who was the first president of the United States?
Incorrect answer, George Washington.
How'd you know?
Dude, I'm not actually. You know what? I'm not going to answer the question because
Well, you won't know. What is this quiz? What
You
is
picked-
this?
at the end of
this?
the day, I think this is your fault.
This is entirely your fault.
I'm
You
not
did
saying it's not.
proofread this quiz. You did not do anything. You looked at this quiz and said,
Okay.
this could be a good idea.
Well, let me give a little context. I came to Landon's house on my one wheel, and I had to figure out the stupid setup that we.
Gosh.
The show froze. Hello.
Oh, we lost Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave's gone.
Did we?
Okay, I
Dave?
can
Yeah,
hear
we
you
lost
now.
Dave.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, we can't hear Dave.
It says something that I lost internet connection.
Okay, the incorrect.
Yeah.
can't
There was a big freeze.
We can't hear you.
Whatever. It
Oh,
was
no.
it was the big freeze. Just keep going.
Let's get out
Okay,
here.
so the incorrect answer is George Washington. The correct answer is Peyton Randolph.
All right, that's
Hate
stupid.
All right, close this out, Michael.
We don't.
What a great quiz this was. Let's do it again sometime.
I'll pick the next quiz.
All right.
I'll
right,
write one.
well,
I'll write one.
We should
That's the end of the show. I don't know if we're still recording or not, but okay, we are. We just can't hear Dave for whatever reason.
It's okay.
he's
I'll show up on the
screaming
recording.
profanity into
So
the
I
mic.
mean, listeners will,
Lips.
the listeners will
Okay,
be able to hear
well-
me, and that's what's most important.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.